Welcome back. My name is Sister Mary Francis, and I'd like to show you 10 books that have helped me on my spiritual journey. The first book is, of course, the Bible. This Bible is a St. Joseph edition, and this one was given to me by Mother Tekawika, so it's very precious to me. But I recommend you to read the Bible, and it will help you draw closer to Christ. The second book I'm recommending is When God Asks for an Undivided Heart, Choosing Celibacy in Love and in Freedom. I got this book when I wasn't even considering becoming a religious. I was in a place in my life where I wanted to be closer to God, and I knew I needed help, and this book was very good in my journey. It was so good that I brought it with me in the convent. So I recommend this book. The other book I'm recommending is called Praying with Teresa of Lisieux, which I'm killing the word, but it's the little flower. This book was recommended to me from my former Mother Superior, Sister Eva Regina Martin. She loved the little flower. And what I like about this book is that it's not too heady, and that's some of the problem with some Catholic books. They're really heady, and this book will help you on your journey. This will help you on your day-to-day journey with Christ, and you feel like you're talking to her and she's with you. This one's called Meditation for a Deeper Prayer Life, Daily Prayer Walk. I do this on Saturdays. I read a chapter and I meditate it while I'm walking around the convent, and I go back, and I have another sister who's once in a while she does it with me. I make copies and gives to her, and this is another one that I recommend especially for you, for anybody. But this is especially, the books that I'm giving you are books that would be really good for young women or young adults in particular. This one is called A Healing Touch of Mary, the real life stories for those touched by Mary. This has beautiful illustrations, and it gives you wonderful stories about people who were touched by Mary. And it gives you, if you're not Catholic, it gives you a little bit understanding of what we think about Mary and why we love her. This is another book that was given to me by Sister Eva Regina. It's called The Cup of Our Life, A Guide for Spiritual Growth. This book, you literally take a cup and you meditate on it. And then if you don't have a cup, you can be sitting at a table and you meditate on your glass. This was one of the best books I've ever read. And I still read it. And Sister Eva would keep this in her car, and she had several copies, so she was always giving them to people. So this is a really good book. This is one of my favorite authors. Well, except for the Bible, I think this is my favorite author. This is he's called Henry Nouwen. In my own words, I don't know how I missed him. I mean, I was Episcopalian and Anglican before. I don't know why I didn't know about him until I became Catholic, because I love his books. Anything. So I recommend him to anybody who would like to have a closer walk with God, and not to be way up in the air about God, but really close to help you get on your spiritual journey with God and have a deep relationship with him. This is called Thea Bowman, in my own words, and she was a sister, and she was originally from Mississippi. She's an African American sister, and this talks about her challenges of being Black in a white community, but and she's a convert like me, how her life, she felt like she was drawn to be Catholic, and like I do, I feel like I was meant to be Catholic. And she's probably the first African American nun I knew about. So I really recommend this book. This is my favorite book of all times, Return of the Prodigal Son. It's Henry Nouwen, of course. And he's talking about how this picture of the prodigal son, and it's in St. Petersburg, Russia, changed his life. And I love this book. I can read this book over and over and over again. And I think this is one of the best books ever written. And this is my last recommendation. It's called The Roots of a Dream, A Spiritual Journey in the Steps of Don Bosco. I love the illustrations in this book. Cannot tell you how pretty the illustrations in this book are. You feel like you're really on a pilgrimage with John Bosco. When I'm a rainy day and I feel like I'm going to really have a little bit more time, I really take the time and meditate on this. I recommend this book for any young women, men, older people. But this book I really recommend to just the pictures and the visualization is really good. So thank you so much for tuning into my channel and watching my 10 books that have helped me on my journey with God, 2017. I'm going to try to give you some of the top 10 books that will help you as a convert, and then some more things. So thank you so much for coming back to My Cup Has Overflowed. Bye.